today I wanted to talk a little bit about how my hair's grown longer than it was the last time you saw me before I started doing all of the Miss Sassy Cassie behind me and all of that stuff. So the last time I was around before that, I had really short hair, like a pixie cut. And looking back on it, I don't think it looked very good on me, but when I had it, everyone said it looked great. So is that a social thing, or am I just being too hard on myself? I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. I decided to grow my hair out again because I was tired of getting a haircut every month. So it only ended up lasting like 2 months of a pixie cut. And so I decided I wanted to grow my hair out again. So it's been obnoxious. If any of you have grown out your hair from a pixie cut to back to normal, even though pixie cut is just fine on a girl, you know the struggles that you deal with. And basically, I wanted to give you some tips on how to grow out your hair if you're looking to do that. The biggest thing I struggled with is, you know, you're growing out your hair so you want it to get longer, and so you don't want to cut any hair off when it's growing out, but that's really important. You want to make sure that you're cutting the back regularly, because the parts of your hair that grow the fastest is the back of your hair, and the parts that takes the longest to grow out are right here. In any good hairline cut that you want, this should be the longest part. So right now I'm about even. Actually, these are getting just a little bit too short, and I'm gonna get a haircut at the end of the month because I'm waiting until I go back to where I'm from to have a family friend cut it. But basically, yeah, you want to have shorter hair in the back so that it A-lines once you get a little bit longer. But until you get, like, when your hair isn't even long enough to be like a bob yet, and it's still just awkward, and it's not a pixie cut and it's not a bob yet, headbands are your friend. Bobby pins, not quite. Bobby pins don't really, or at least for me, they didn't really become my friend again until I'm now at this like length where it's more of a bob, because I can do things like what it is right now, which is just pulling it back a little bit. And the other thing you want to make sure you're doing is making sure you're keeping up with the bangs part of your hair, because when it's a pixie cut, your hair's probably going to be kind of short, and so it's going to grow with your hair, and you want to just make sure that you like don't let it grow too long. Make it bangs, or not even straight bangs, but like something so that it frames your face well. And obviously this also changes based on your facial structure, because that makes a difference in what sort of hairstyle is going to be friendly to your facial structure. So my suggestion to you also is to go to a nicer hair salon at least the first time you want to like get a different haircut, when it's finally a little bit long enough where you need to cut the back or something, and have that hairstylist work with you for your face. Because if you go to Supercuts or whatever, one of those like the $15 haircut salons, they are not going to be as good at doing that, because they're in for like the trim that you get every year all the time, and you have the same haircut for 5 years. Like, they're good at doing that, and they're a little bit less expensive when you're talking about hair dye. But I would suggest going to a nicer salon at least once and talking the first time you go, and then you can go to Supercuts when you know what you want and you know what looks good on your head. That is really the biggest advice, is to use headbands when it's still in that growing stage of like not quite a pixie cut anymore, but still not a bob, because your hair is awkward and you're gonna have to deal with it. I guess that's really it on advice. I kind of hate my hair. I hated the whole process, and I think that's normal because it's so awkward. There's a pixie haircut and there's bob haircut, and anything in between is not a haircut. It's just awkward. And so yeah, you kind of just have to breathe through it, and it's gonna get better, I promise. And I still have problems with it because it's still growing out. I don't want it to be this length. I want it to be longer, and so it's still growing. Like I said, like this is getting too long in the back. I keep having to like curl it under with my straightener and then straighten these so that it looks like a haircut. Also, with having shorter hair, like my hair's pretty heavy, so when I had long hair, my hair was pretty straight or barely wavy, and now it's really frizzy, so because there's no weight to it, so it doesn't pull down. So that was interesting. I don't know if this is a type of video that you want to see, so give it a thumbs up if you like these sort of advice videos on things like this. Give me suggestions on what you want advice from, I guess. If you don't like this, I'm sorry, and I will maybe not do it anymore if I don't have anything else to put advice on. So yeah, give it a thumbs up if you liked this video, and if not, I will see you guys next time for something better, hopefully more to your liking. Bye!